good day, dino friends. Today I'm going to be reviewing Jurassic World Rebirth, but before I start I have to say two things. Number one, my editing software broke, so I won't be able to do as much editing. Ooh, what's down here? I won't be able to do any editing, so I'm just going to have to record this and just slap it onto YouTube. So I'm sorry if this video is bad. Am I laggy? Sorry if I'm laggy, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make this video as good as it can. I swear, I mean as good as it can be, but I cannot edit it. So yeah, you know, no fart noises, not as many fart noises, only the natural ones. Only the natural fart noises. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I wish I could edit it, but my software broke. I'm gonna try to fix it. Number two, in my last video I spoke about maybe quitting Roblox altogether. I'm gonna talk about that more at the end of this video. So if you're interested in that mainly, I'll put that at the end of this video. Yeah, let's just talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. Just ignore the lag. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe this game is just so big. I don't know. Jurassic World Rebirth, without spoiling too much, I think it was mostly like Jurassic Park 3, because the story, well, I cannot say too much about the story without spoiling, but it's basically like there's an island again. Even though they were kind of moving the story of the Jurassic World movies towards like the mainland, the dinosaurs are now on the mainland, all of a sudden they changed their mind. They were like, nah, actually we're going back to doing islands. So yeah, they're going to an island and they're gonna get something. I'm assuming everyone here has seen the trailer, otherwise I don't think you have a right to complain like, oh, you did spoil something if it's something that was in the trailer, right? I'm assuming you wouldn't even watch reviews, but yeah, no spoilers. I'm not going to get any farther than anything you might have seen in the trailers. So yeah, they just go to an island to get something, just like in the third movie. The biggest difference is that in the last two movies, they stopped doing what I think is a very big thing, and that is that they used to always have one big bad. They used to always have one big bad, or maybe two. Jurassic Park, T-Rex, Raptors. Jurassic Park 2, 2 T-Rexes, a little bit Raptors, not as much. Jurassic Park 3, Spinosaurs, a little bit Raptors. Jurassic World, it was the Indominus, Jurassic World 2, Indoraptor, and then they stopped, because in the last movie, they did have the Gigachatsaurus, but unlike in every other movie, it just sort of appeared kind of at the end and was like, hello, goodbye, and then just sort of didn't get a lot of screen time at all, you know? Hi! Bots have too good aim for bots. I'm bad at shooting and talking, by the way. Oi! Anyway, yeah, I would have recorded this and then talked over it, but I can't because I cannot edit, so that's the problem. Anyway, yeah, that's what I think is a mistake, personally. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. In my opinion, that's a mistake. I think they should stick to the concept of, like, having at least one big dino or a group of raptors or whatever that's, like, that returns a few times throughout the movie. And in the last two movies, they didn't do that. They just had every scene they're trying to escape a different dino. This movie is very similar to the last movie in that sense, and even though they have made a new big bad, I think it's called the Drex, but it's like in my opinion, it doesn't appear that long. Like, I cannot spoil if I say it's my opinion, right? Like, you guys might go like, oh well, that was actually pretty long. Maybe you're gonna listen to this review and then watch the movie and you're gonna be like, well, actually it appeared pretty long. But in my opinion, it felt kind of like the last movie, where it just sort of appeared and then was gone, and it was like, oh, that's it? That's the big bad of the movie, the biggest bad guy? Anyway, that's my opinion. They also do this thing that's similar to Jurassic Park 3, which is where they know that the island is super dangerous and deadly, and then they go like, and then they go there, and then people die, and then they're surprised. Then they're like, surprised Pikachu face, like, oh, people are dying. Like, yeah, it's the deadly island. What are you expecting? This movie is even worse in my opinion. They just go to this island and they're like, it's so and then they're joking about it. It's so deadly, but we're not gonna die. And then they die and they're like, oh no. What? Am I gonna die? That's just a sound effect, right? There's not actually... Pretty sure it's just a sound effect. There's not actually anything there. I don't know. Let's see, what else did I write down? I'm just reading, by the way, stuff that I wrote down. Yeah, so to me it's a little disappointing how little the big bad shows up. Unlike in, like, let's say, if I know it's unfair to compare to the first movie because Jurassic Park will always be the GOAT. But yeah, they did it perfectly. The T-Rex shows up sometimes, not too often. The Raptors appear sometimes, not too often. I think someone timed it, and the actual time that the Raptors and the T-Rex show up is very little, actually. And yet it works perfectly because they keep returning at the perfect time. And I think that's probably what makes it so good. Oh god, I'm so bad. I'm so bad at shooting. Hit, everyone's watching. 1 million people are probably watching this video. Okay. So yeah, that's my opinion. Let's see. I think, yeah, also the fact that they have this many dinos is also, in my opinion, it kind of feels like a little desperate or something. I don't know how to explain it. It's like they try to squeeze so many dinos in one movie, and that instead of it being like, whoa, cool, another dino, which is probably what the reaction is that they were hoping for, it's more like, oh god, there's another one. Instead of just bringing some back for 2 scenes, they just cannot bring back the same dino for 2 scenes in a row. It has to be a different one every time. And I don't know, it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's because people have no focus anymore. In the age of TikTok, people have no focus anymore. And they just need a different dino every 2 seconds. Maybe that's it, I don't know. I don't know, I'm gonna sound like a boomer if I say that. But it's like, who are they trying to please by putting in a new dinosaur every 2 seconds? Instead of just being like, having a bad dino come back once. I swear they don't do it once. Maybe they do and I'm just forgetting it. But in the last movie they did the same thing. Every scene, different dino. And it seems just a little bit desperate, but in a way that doesn't really work. Like, oh, we're gonna try to please everyone, and in result, it kind of makes the movie worse. This is, once again, just my opinion. Maybe some of you are like, yes, it's awesome. Squeeze every dinosaur ever into one movie. Give them all 1 second of screen time. Maybe some people would have just loved if the movie was just pictures of dinos. Just a 1.5 hour or 2 hour movie where every frame is just a different dino. I don't know, but personally I think give every dino its screen time and make it sort of fit in the story a little bit better. I'm sorry if this video is laggy. I hope it's not as laggy for you guys as it is for me. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Okay, I'll try to say something positive. Sorry, guys. Something that I think is pretty good are the characters and the acting and everything. Whoever wrote the characters did a pretty good job. I think the acting is really good. I wasn't sure about... Ow! I wasn't sure about this movie because I didn't know the actors, and also just that they're not bringing back the characters. Not that I was really super in love with the previous character, like Chris Pratt and everything. Like, they weren't necessarily... I was never a Jurassic World super fan anyway. Always Jurassic Park fan. Never necessarily Jurassic World. But yeah, it's always risky to bring in completely new characters. How can I heal? Can I heal here? What's that? I don't know, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I think the acting is really good. I think the characters were really well written. There's some character progression where the characters grow and learn. Some characters are a bit bland, a bit flat in their behavior, and they don't learn anything, and they just stay kind of annoying the whole movie. But I think mostly it's done pretty well. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to know the actors, by the way. I know the main character is like... superhero, Black Widow. Sorry, I don't really watch superhero stuff, so I don't actually know her. Sorry. But yeah, I thought it was done really well. One of the things that I think is weird is how they kind of give up on the story. So it feels like in the Jurassic World storyline, what they tried to do is like they tried to once again in Jurassic World, like there's another park, the dinos escape again, except this time they do manage to escape the island and make it to the mainland. So in the second movie, they're all, Fallen Kingdom, they all escaped that facility, right? And now all of a sudden the dinos are out. And then in the third movie, they sort of tried to make it like, oh, what if the world was like that? They didn't do it that well. Sorry, but Dominion is probably my least favorite one. I don't know. Or Fallen... Well, I think Dominion is my least favorite one. But now they just sort of give up. Like, they tried one movie and it didn't work, and they're just like, nah, we give up. Like, you've been working for 3 movies towards bringing this storyline, and it can be done so well. That's the annoying thing. I think if you have a really good writer, dinos in modern day world could be a great story. But instead, they chose to ignore that the dinosaurs couldn't even survive in the real world, and made them sort of like, oh, the dinosaurs are out in the wild. What's the world gonna look like when there's dinosaurs? And now in this movie, all of a sudden they're like, no, actually, they couldn't survive actually in the real world. Sorry, guys, we changed our mind. Like, you cannot do that afterwards. And they're like, they genuinely, I'm sorry, this is not really a spoiler in my opinion. They say this in the background. They say, the people are now bored of the dinosaur. Like, really? Really? Imagine if real dinosaurs became part of the real world for like less than 10 years. Dude, I wouldn't get bored of it that fast. I would. Is that once again with the idea that everyone has a TikTok attention span or something? Dude, imagine if like freaking T-Rexes and Brachiosaurus were walking around in real life. You'd be like looking at them once and then be like, I'm bored. I hope they go extinct again. No. What is that? What does that mean? Why do they do this? So yeah, it feels very much like they're just giving up on their story, on their own story. By the way, if you're looking at like what is this footage, once again, this is me playing live because I cannot edit this. So yeah, I'm just walking around while also trying not to die. I guess the only place where I saw to heal was like this flower. I guess I'll go look for that. I think it was over here somewhere. Might have to use my jetpack to get there. It was like there maybe? I'm so not going fast in my script. Let's see, what did I write down? So yeah, giving up on its own storyline, I think that's a big problem for this. Like, I know that it didn't work in Dominion, but that doesn't mean it can't work. And now that you've established that the dinos are in the real world, there's so many things that you could do with that. And then they're like, nah. Like, it doesn't, they don't, I guess they're once again scared to take a chance, which is what kills a lot of movies and a lot of franchises even. Just that being scared to take a chance. I don't know how I get there. Don't take full damage, please. What else? They also do a lot of cliches. So in all of the Jurassic movies, they of course always have a lot of cliches. There's gotta be healing here somewhere, right? But there's also a lot of enemies. I'm gonna try. Oh. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. So they do a lot of the cliches that they have in every movie, where it's like, for instance, when like an animal you have this in every movie where there's like a monster or an animal, right? They bite and they miss. Like, what? Why would they miss? But how would they miss? Are they drunk? Like, what do you mean? Like, animals don't miss when they bite. This one always makes me cringe a little bit. Like, why would they miss? That's like as if you are human and you're fully awake and there's like something on your table and you try to grab it with your hand and you miss while looking at it. Like, wouldn't that be weird? Wouldn't you be sent to the hospital? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, surely a dinosaur can grab something. I don't know, but it's kind of full of those cliches. Like, if it's a main character and a dino bites, it misses. If it's not a main character, well, you know. And it also shows a lot of stuff from the previous movie, which they do a lot, a bit too much. I understand that if it's a movie that they want to do a reference to, like Jurassic Park, you know, like if they had one character say like, hold on to your butts, that would be kind of cool, I think. But this movie is so full with references to previous movies that it feels like once again kind of desperate. Like, they're so desperate to hold on to the audience. They're so desperate to they're so desperate to hold on to that audience that they're not doing anything new. To put new stuff in your movie instead of just putting old stuff in it and reference to previous movies. Like, what? It's like they're tempted to... I wouldn't be surprised if they're just gonna remake Jurassic Park at this point. You know how Disney's remaking everything? I wouldn't be surprised if they just remake Jurassic Park now. Because they're like... They don't want to put anything new. So there's so many references to the previous movies. And it's like, I get it. And if you recognize them, it's kind of fun. Like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I see that reference. But also it's like, don't do that too much. Leave some room for this movie that's happening right now to be something of its own. And yeah, so it feels a little desperate in my opinion. Maybe some of you will watch it and think like, oh, it's not that bad. But that's my opinion. They even go as far as to use Jurassic Park soundtrack in the movie, which I don't know, that just feels wrong to me, because it's really clearly not anything to do with Jurassic Park. I don't know why they were like, out of all the movies they're gonna use the Jurassic Park soundtrack again in this one. Like, I don't understand why. Oh, dang. Oh god, they have good aim. They're bots. They're supposed to be bots. Why do they have such good aim? Ow! I don't know where to go. I have nothing to cover me. I'm just gonna fly, I guess? How do you steer while flying? Go that way. No! Okay, it does not want to go that way at all. Dude, my aim is not so good. I'm gonna lose to a bot. Okay, if there's a single more bot, I'm gonna die. Yeah, so that just... I don't know. I don't agree with that. Like, don't put the Jurassic Park music. The Jurassic Park music is for Jurassic Park. If you put it in Dominion for the scenes between Alan and Ellie, I feel like that would have made a little bit of sense, because it's like, hey, a reference back to the movie. But in this movie, they just like so desperate to make you go like, wow, this is a real Jurassic Park movie, just like Jurassic Park or something, that they're just using actual Jurassic Park soundtrack, and it just feels wrong to me, because even Jurassic Park 3 I think they didn't use the Jurassic Park 1 soundtrack, so that's kind of weird to me. I don't know, like, it's a good soundtrack, obviously I love it, it's like my favorite movie, is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, but like, don't put it in the wrong movie. That's more like, it feels wrong to me. I don't know why. Let's see. I talked about the cliches, predictable moments. Yeah, basically, if you feel like a character is going to die, then they're probably going to... I'm not saying who's going to die. I'm just saying, if you're like, hey, that character doesn't have any plot armor right now, well, you better be praying for them. Because it's a really predictable movie, you know? It's very much like, oh, a character got eaten, but we didn't see it. Are they really dead or not? Oh, no. Whoa, they're still... They do that like 5 or 6 times. That's so much too... That's super too many to do in one movie. I understand that you want to sort of surprise the viewers, but it's not even surprising one time. It's not even really surprising. So I sound like such a Grinch. I swear I have good things to say about this movie. I just accidentally read too many negative ones in a row. But they do that thing too many times. Like, oh, this character died. Or did they? And then later they turn out they're still alive. Oh my god, aren't you surprised? No, because it was super obvious, dude. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who, but it's like so annoying, dude. Don't do that. What's this gun? It looks good. Is that good? Is this gonna help me not die to bots because I'm terrible at this game? I don't know. Sorry, I'll take a positive one. I'm told to take a positive one. Let's see. Okay, I found a positive one. It took some searching. Okay, one thing that I think the movie does well, that's hard to appreciate if you don't know how hard it is the humor. So Jurassic World movies and Jurassic Park movies are always kind of like, I don't, would you call them a horror movie? Not really like horror, but they are very serious, right? People go there and they get like their body parts eaten off, and it's like serious stuff, and it's like a 16+ movie and stuff like that. So it's like pretty serious stuff. So to put humor in a movie like that is just hard, and I think people cannot always appreciate that, but I think they did it pretty well in this one. I'm gonna be honest. I think they didn't overdo it where it almost feels like a kids movie where every 2 seconds they have to do like a silly kind of cringy joke. They just do it kind of subtly. Every now and then there's like a character that just does something and it's like, oh haha, and it just makes the tension a little bit lighter before they get back into the serious stuff. And I think that part is really good, actually. I think they did that part really well. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go back to the negative things. Apparently I wrote down a lot of negative things. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so mean to this movie. I actually thought it was kind of okay. It's kind of mid, let's put it that way. It's not my favorite, but I'm not like regretting that I saw it. There's also something weird that I noticed where the dinosaurs sometimes seem bigger and smaller. Like there's especially one dino, at one point it does something almost like kaiju-like, where I'm like, oh my god. And then like not much later, it's like chasing someone through like a smaller area. I'm like, how's that? Is that the same one? And it's like almost like they didn't make up their mind on how big the dino was or something, or the dino just changes size based on what size they want it to be, and it kind of takes you out of it. Kind of similar to how all the main characters, when they are in danger, you already know it doesn't matter because they're gonna survive anyway. That kind of stuff takes you out of it. I think, even though I'm glad in the end like that some people survived and some didn't, I'm not gonna say who. I think they could have done a better. I think they should have sacrificed one main character at least, just to keep you on your toes. Like, oh my god, they're doing that to a main character, but they can't. They have to be so predictable. That's the thing. They need to take just one main character and be like, well, that one's just got shredded by a T-Rex or something. But no. I'm not gonna say who, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to keep it. I'll just name this low spoiler. Low spoiler. Like, I'm not saying like who's gonna die or when, but I'm gonna say that in my opinion what happened. Let's see, what else did I write down? Oh, the same thing with faster and slower. I wrote that down too. A lot of the dinos, whenever they're chasing the people, one moment they are really fast right behind them, the next moment they're like really slow. They do that thing, you know, that thing where like a creature is chasing a main character, and then you're like, oh, it's like literally 1 second away, and then 3 seconds later they're still running away. It's like, how's that possible? It was just 1 second away from him. Like, I don't know. So yeah, the dinos just change speed, I guess. So yeah, they have a lot of those kind of little mistakes / cliches. Let's see. Oh, I found a good one! Guys, I found a good one. Finally, sorry for being such a cringe. Okay, so I think... wait, which one did I read? Oh yeah, that one. I think it's actually visually a pretty good movie. Like, it just looks good. I mean, it's 2025, what can you expect? It was CGI. I don't think they used a lot of puppets, or however you want to call it, animatronics or whatever, in this movie. They even made things and CGI that I was like, well, you shouldn't have done that one maybe, but yeah, I think it looked really good. There are only like some moments where the green screen looked weird. Like you see characters in front of like a background, and they are like way brighter or darker, and it's like, it seems off. Like you can just clearly see that it's green screen, almost comically much, to the point where it seems almost intentional. So I don't understand if I just don't understand lighting, because it looked so weird to me. Anyway, yeah, I think it looked good, is what I'm trying to say. It's a good-looking movie. So anyone who has anything to do with the visual parts of this movie did a great job. I think I already said part of this, but one thing that's kind of also weird is that they go to this island with a mission to retrieve something, and then they already know that it's a deadly island, and then people start dying, and they're like, oh no, it's deadly, what do we do? And then they're like, we should keep going. It's like, okay, but shouldn't you leave? Isn't your life more important than the mission? You can't complete the mission anyway if you're gonna be dead, right? But they're like, nah, we're gonna keep doing the mission. So it's like, okay, so are you taking this serious or not? So it's kind of unclear if they're taking it serious. Oh, I leveled up. For what? What did I level up for? I'm not doing anything. I'm just walking around. I cannot find... Did I ever find those flowers that heal, that are supposed to heal you? I don't know. I'm just running around while talking. That's basically what this is. Yeah, so basically they're like, oh, the island's dangerous. Yeah, but not for us. We're too good. And then they die, and then they're like, ah, we're still going to do the mission until there's like almost no one left. And it's like, should you do that? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, anyway, what else? I don't think I have that much else to say. Silence! Okay, that's a sound effect for sure. It's a sound effect for sure. I don't really have that much else to say. Oh, maybe I can use this. I wrote down room for a sequel IDK question mark. So yeah, are they going to make another Jurassic World movie? Probably, as long as they keep getting money. Oh, don't fall off, please. As long as people keep paying money, they're probably going to keep making these movies. But I think... I don't know, I think they should just make something else, not Jurassic World, because clearly they're not sticking to the Jurassic World plot of the dinos escaping to the real world. And also you had this interesting thing in Fallen Kingdom where it was like, oh, the girl is actually a clone. So she feels like sort of like so much sympathy for the dinos because she's also a clone. And they just throw all of that stuff kind of away and don't do anything with it anymore. Ah, it's dangerous down there. It's dangerous. Luckily, they don't have guns. So yeah, are they gonna make a sequel? I don't know. I think they should just call it something else. They've had Jurassic Park, then Jurassic World, so I guess Jurassic Universe would be next. Jurassic Island. I don't know. Is this a good gun? No aim. Sorry, guys. I think it's a pretty good gun. It's kind of slow, though. What else? What else? So, yeah, I don't know if they're going to make a sequel. I guess I cannot say that. Maybe it's already known. Maybe sometimes they announce it way ahead. Maybe it's already known if there's going to be a sequel. But this movie doesn't necessarily show whether they're going to make one. It seems like, just like in Jurassic Park 3... some people died, some people survived, and it's not really clear where they're gonna go back. It seems like they had a pretty bad time, so these specific characters, just like in Jurassic Park 3, might not go back. But I don't know. Maybe maybe life will find a way, and somehow they're gonna make another. They're probably gonna squeeze out more. I just think they should not have called this one Jurassic World. They should have just gone Jurassic Universe, Jurassic. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put in the comments like what you think should be the next Jurassic thing. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jurassic... I don't know. Universe feels in my mind like the next thing after World. I don't know. But that's too big for this because it was basically Jurassic Park 3 kinda-ish movie. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I just have too big expectations and this is just what they want to go for. They just want to go for a simple movie. People go to an island, there's dinosaurs there, they almost die, some of them do die, the end. And maybe they just don't want to be as good, I don't know, and they're just desperate. I don't know. It feels very desperate, you know? Ah! My jetpack. It's running out. Okay, YOLO. Aha! Oh, I wouldn't have died either way. There was water. It was deep enough. So yeah, you know, like how the original movie, once again, I know it's unfair to compare to the original movie, but you know how in the original movie there's like an entire story, and they had this, even in Jurassic World, like Fallen Kingdom, they tried to do something similar where the story, much like a lot of Michael Crichton's books, was like, humans have a lot of power, like we're smarter than any other animal, and technology advances so fast, but we need to be careful with what we do. We should not play God. That's basically what has been the story for most of the Jurassic movies, and honestly most of several of Michael Crichton's other books as well, like just the dangers of technology and stuff like that. Oh, hello? Santa? They're inside, but they're after me, but they're also inside. Okay, well, I don't know. I still didn't find that flower, which is weird because I could have sworn it was here. It's like below there or something. It was more like over there. Wasn't there? Ah! Almost fell. Almost fell. They're not... Yeah, they just don't have a story, I think. In this movie, there is a bit of a story that I can't go too much into without spoiling. But it's not that deep. It's not that deep, bro. So, yeah. Even though the overarching... So they've kind of given up, it feels, to the overarching story of the Jurassic franchise as a whole. Which is like, should people play God with, you know, life? Creating animals, releasing them into the wild, even though they should have been extinct. And people die because humans overestimate their own power over nature. All of that just seems to be thrown away. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to end this video. Let's see. What did I write down in the end? Conclusion. The movie's a little bit mid. Sorry, I don't mean that in a mean way. That's just my opinion. I don't think it has that much. It does not offer too much, in my opinion. That Jurassic Park 3 doesn't. I think Jurassic Park 3 is still better. But that's maybe I'm a little bit biased because Jurassic Park 3 came out when I was like... When did Jurassic Park 3 come out? 2001? So I was like 9? So yeah, that's like peak dinosaur fanboy age. So yeah. So I always have a bias to Jurassic Park 3. But yeah, I think Jurassic Park 3, one of the main things that makes it better is the fact that the big bad, which in that one was the Spinosaurus, keeps returning, and you really feel like every time who is it going to return or not. And nowadays in the last two movies, they're like, we're going to have every dino appear once and then never again, which, I don't know, it feels like they're not just putting the effort in. I don't know. So yeah, it feels a little desperate, like constantly referencing the older movies, using music from the older movies, like seems to be a bit desperate attempt to have to keep their audience, but I don't think it's going to attract a new audience, because if you didn't watch the older movies, then how are you going to know that it's a reference, right? I don't know. So it feels desperate. Let's see, but it had good characters, acting, and visuals. Good enough for average Jurassic fans, while story-focused fans might be a little bit let down. That's what I wrote down, and yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like if you care like about story and you don't really like cliches, which is what I don't like cliches that much. I'm like, create something fresh, and especially because Michael Crichton to me is one of the best storytellers of all time, which is, of course, it's hard to follow in his footsteps, but you can at least try. You can at least like continue on that story, like what happens when humans create dinosaurs and then they escape, like what happens when man plays God with nature. I don't know, instead of nothing. I don't know. That's the end. That's the end. Sorry for it being so long. I really did not mean for it to be this long. I just keep rambling, but yeah, I'm very curious if you guys felt the same. I wish I could edit this video. So blame the length of the video on Sony Vegas, which randomly stopped working. Maybe it's finally time I actually move on to a different editing software, which I should have done a long time ago. But I actually got the latest version and then it broke. So that was cool. I used a 10-year-old version of Sony Vegas for 10 years. And it never had an issue. Well, that's not true. I had some minor issues, but now I have a new one and it breaks. So that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, that's the end of my review. What else was I going to talk about? Yeah, so my editing program broke. I'm going to try to fix it. That's really all I can say. Can I say anything else about it? Yeah, that's the reason why this video is so long. Even though people are pretty used to me rambling for a long time for now. I'm going to try to tone it down in the future, by the way. So now about a more serious topic. So if you didn't see my last video, for those of you, especially Roblox players and people who watch me for Roblox related content, especially my goal of becoming a game maker and a Roblox developer. But if you didn't see that video or you don't have time, basically I made a game that got stolen again, or actually it's the same game that got stolen last time. I reported it. Roblox does not do anything about it, and yeah, it just breaks my heart because it makes me feel like there's nothing I can do creative on this platform to, you know, something creative, because someone's just going to be able to steal it, and Roblox is not going to help me at all. Thank you for all the comments. You guys have been really nice in that video. People said get legal help. I might look into that. I don't know if I have much of a leg to stand on there, because in the end I have like probably clicked accept on some kind of terms that where Roblox says, yeah, we can let anyone steal your games, or your games belong to us and not to you. Something like that is probably in there somewhere. But I can at least look into it. So thank you everyone who commented on that. I've not yet decided if I'm gonna quit Roblox. I'm gonna probably not fully quit Roblox. I'm looking into like maybe just mixing it. So just doing some Minecraft, some Fortnite, some Roblox, some of everything, especially the game making aspect of it all, because I do not want to give up my game maker journey, my game developer journey, because of Roblox being extremely unsupportive and letting people steal my game, basically robbing me of actual real money, by the way, because when people play their copy of my game, they make money that otherwise would have gone to me. Not a lot, but you know, every little bit helps. I don't have a lot of money, so yeah, just the fact that Roblox treats people like this, it probably happens every day, makes me feel very demotivated. But before I make any big decisions, I have decided I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break. I know I haven't been uploading much lately because of that, because my mental health has been bad because of this situation. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm probably going to take a break pretty soon. Join me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Buildosaurus, if you want to hang out in the last few streams. My birthday is coming up. I'm probably going to do a birthday battles, maybe somewhere around my birthday, which is on Wednesday. So join me in that for a chance. We'll probably put in like a Robux prize. After, I'm probably gonna have a break, not do anything, no YouTube videos, no streams, no game making, maybe a little bit of game making in the background by myself for a few weeks, at least 2 weeks, just to clear my head, get rid of the negative emotions, the negative thoughts, just enjoy summer, you know. And then I'm going to come back, and I can't say what I'm going to do. I just don't know. I need to think about it. But for now, I'm thinking I'll probably play and also make games on multiple platforms. It actually is pretty interesting and exciting. I don't know how realistic it is. You know, you can make games on so many different things. How crazy would it be if there would be an actual Buildosaurus game on like Steam or something? You know, Buildosaurus becomes an actual game studio. That would be crazy. Just making only dino-themed games. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that. Thank you if you watched this video all the way to the end, because it has been an absolute yap fest once more. Closing in on 40 minutes. So sorry for there being no fart sounds. I mean, no editing in this entire video. It's because I can't. I already explained that. So thank you for watching. I'll probably make at least one video before actually taking this break, but maybe not. I'll probably let you know when I fix my video editing software. I might also start doing more shorts, maybe. I don't know. These are all thoughts. I shouldn't throw those out there before they're fully decided. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for... I hope you watch this in the background. I should have just said at the start, guys, just listen to this in the background instead of watching, because I didn't do anything, did I? I was so focused on what I'm saying that I've just been running in circles in this game, haven't I? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to stomp. I like a dinosaur. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Thank you everyone who supports this. Thank you to Green. Thank you to Carl. Thank you anyone who donates on the Twitch. a Patreon, even a member on YouTube, everything like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, watch the Twitch streams. Thanks so much. One more time, okay? No, wait, this one. Is this one copyrighted, this song? I guess we'll find out. If there's no sound in the next part, it was probably copyrighted. I'm riding a dino, by the way. I don't know if you can see. It's a dino. I've got almost all dino items. I'm a dino fan. Could you tell?